Hi everyone, and welcome back to Real Talk episode 2. And I'm so excited because it's been a long time since I posted, and I feel like this topic is going to be very good and very relatable. At first I was going to talk about boasting, but then it didn't work out. I didn't like it. So then I decided to talk about relationships because I feel like we're all in the day and age where we all want someone, to help fulfill us and satisfy and to love and care for and support. But, we already have that and it's with God. But, anyways, I'm going to start from the beginning. So, growing up, middle school, high school, college, until literally last year, September ish, mid September, I was always searching for someone to be in a relationship with. I was always searching for love and care and support. Now, I had that with my family, but I wanted it with with men. Men. Like, I wanted it by men, I mean like with a person. I wanted like a significant other. And I don't know why, but I always wanted to be with someone. I was never satisfied with being by myself. I was never satisfied with my family or my friends. I wanted like that love, that connection, that relationship. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't help that movies and TV shows, they always show like this cute little perfect relationship and like flowers and music and like picking up to go on dates, going to movies, going to the fair, all these things. Like, it made me want love. Like, it made me want men kind of love, man kind of love. It made me want love from like another person that's not platonic. I wanted like that romantic love. And so that's what I was searching for. I was always searching for that kind of love. I was always searching for someone that's gonna take me out on dates, for someone that is gonna text me in the morning, be like, "Good morning, beautiful," someone that's going to love me no matter what. And that we're always gonna have fun and laugh. Of course, we're gonna argue here and there, but it's gonna be something that fades away. That's what I was always searching for. That's what I always wanted. And I found that a couple times, but obviously they never work out. But I was always fighting. I was always finding fulfillment with other people instead of someone else. And by someone else, I mean instead of God. Our purpose on this earth is to spread the word of God, who He is, what He has done, and like His glory and His miracles. But it's also to have faith and be in a relationship with Him. And what I mean by being in a relationship, I mean like a relationship. Just like how we text our significant other every day, just like how we talk to them every day, just like how we want to go out on dates, how we want to look good, how we want to take pictures, all that stuff. Like, that's what Jesus wants. That's what God wants. He wants us to pursue Him and follow Him and love Him and care for Him, just like how we do that with our significant other that we're wishing for and that we're praying for. Like, we're supposed to be talking to Him every day, daily. I mean, He knows us better than we know ourselves because He made us. God made us. He showed us everything, everything. It's literally in the Bible. Everything we're supposed to know, it's in here. He showed us that. Instead of keeping secrets and having us go through like different waves to get to know a person, like He's just like, no, here it is. Here's everything about me. All you have to do is read it and you'll be good. Like, that's our God and that's who we should be pursuing. And not only that, but like, have you heard about God's love? Like, do you know what it is? I'm gonna read it. I actually like folded some pages earlier because I really wanted to get like words from the Bible. But like, for example, Lamentations 3:22-27. The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease. Great is His faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning. I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance, therefore I will have hope in Him. The Lord is good to those who depend on Him, to those who search for Him. So it is good to wait quietly for salvation from the Lord. And it is good for people to submit in early age to the yoke of His discipline. His love never ends. It never ends. Every day, his mercies are new. You really think a person, flesh, blood, and bones, is going to forgive you after every mistake and every sin you've made? No, it's like a three strikes rule. Like, third time and I'm out. Divorce, let's break up. We're not together anymore. Like, no one can forgive us like Jesus. No one can forgive us like God. He never abandons us. If anything, we're the ones that abandon him. But do you know what it's like to give up your one and only son for people who might not even love you back? That's the kind of love that I want. That is the kind of love I'm pursuing. And I can only get that. And I can only get that fulfillment and that satisfaction with God. Because he's the only one who can forgive me of all my sins and who can love me and look past my flaws and realize that I'm trying to be as much Christ-like as I can, and that I'm trying to get to understand him and know him. That's all he wants. That's all he's asking for. And so it also says for 31 to 33, which is what I just said, for no one is abandoned by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he also shows compassion because of the greatness of his unfailing love. For he does not enjoy hurting people or causing them sorrow. I think what makes people maybe not want to pursue him is kind of like, well, when I pursue him, bad things still happen to me. And I feel like he's never there. But the fact is, God is all around us. He is in front of us, he is beside us, and he is behind us. And not only that, when we're a Christian, like, we need to realize that Jesus suffered. So don't you think it's fair that we also have to suffer a little bit? You know, like, it's not this perfect life, and no love is perfect. Every love has, you know, its up and downs. And in order for us to really feel God's love, sometimes we need to go through the trials that he puts us through so we can see and glorify him. And so that way we can really be like, wow, God's love and mercy is what got me out of this trial, this storm. I also want to show you in Ezekiel 35:16. It says, I will search for my lost ones who strayed away, and I will bring them safely home again. I will bandage their injured and strengthen the weak. So, it's basically like God leaves the 99 to find out one. So, what that story is, you know, God is our shepherd. And with the shepherd, you know, he has many sheep. And one sheep strays away. Do you think God is going to continue on with that 99 and lead them? Or do you think he's going to leave them and go find the one that has left? I'm going to tell you right now, God left the 99 to go find that one that has left, that has lost its way, and whether it be voluntarily or involuntary. God is going to go find you and bring you back to him so that you can stay within his love and his glory and his mercy. He wants you to have all the joy in life. He wants you to feel his love and to feel satisfied and fulfilled. That is his purpose, and that is the relationship that we need in our life. Someone who's willing to leave the 99 to come find us when we're lost, when we're feeling insecure, when we're feeling like we're not worthy of love, when we're feeling like we're lesser than, you know, like, that's God's love. He'll leave the people he's leading because he knows they're okay to go find you. Tell me, what kind of human being is gonna do that? Please tell me. Is a male or a female that's flesh and bone gonna do that? Leave all he knows, all they know, to go find you? No. Are they going to forgive you of your sins and the things that you've done bad? No. Why? Because they don't have a forgiving, merciful heart as much as God. Which is why they say, wait for a godly relationship, wait for your Boaz, or like, wait for your godly wife or godly husband, because God has fulfilled them. Like, God is within them, making them so Christ-like that they're forgiving and merciful and full of love and gratefulness, you know? I'm not saying that if, like, cheating and all that stuff is good. That's definitely a no-no. It's in the Bible. You will definitely be punished. But what I'm saying is there's more patience and more grace with someone who knows God than with someone who doesn't. And I also want to show this other one. They're all folded, so I'm looking for them, but my Bible's like very thin papers. Here we go. And it's Ephesians 17 to 19. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. And may you have the power to understand, as all God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. May you experience the love of Christ, though it is too great to understand fully. Then you will be complete with all the fulfillment, with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. How wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. His love is never ending. And it's ain't no mountain high enough. You know that song? Like, only God can do that. Only God's love is like that, you know? So when you're looking for a relationship, don't go looking for a man or a woman that, you know, can satisfy you or fulfill you temporarily. You know, that love can fade. Human love can fade. But a godly love will never fade, and he'll never, ever, ever abandon you, and he'll keep you strong in his love, and he'll show you everything that you need to be fulfilled and satisfied. And there's actually one in Romans that's really long that I genuinely really love, and it's called Nothing Can Separate Us from God's Love, and it's Romans 8:31 to 38. I'm not going to read it to you because it's really long. However, I will say what it's telling us is that nothing can separate us from Christ's love. You know, nothing between like heaven and earth can like separate us from God's love. You know, not even his angels, not demons, not death, not life, not anything. He can never abandon you. Like, nothing can separate us from his love. Even people who don't believe in him, you know, like, he still loves you. He still loves you. Why? Because he knows one day you'll go back to him. You know, one day you'll see how merciful and glorified, how merciful he is, how deep is his love. You know, like, again, he gave up his only son for us, knowing that some people won't even believe in him, you know, but that's the kind of love he has. That's the kind of God we have. That's the kind of God I serve, and that's the kind of God I have a relationship with, you know, a God who's merciful and patient, a God who has grace and is forgiving, a God who loves me no matter what, you know. He looks past my flaws and sees the good things I can do with him. He sees the good things I could do with him within me, you know. That's the kind of relationship we should be striving to have. It's a relationship with God, not with man. With man, it's temporary, and sometimes it's not even that great, and there's not enough patience, there's not enough forgiveness, there's not enough mercy, unless they're a man with a godly heart, or a woman with a godly heart. But you need to find fulfillment and satisfaction with Christ. Why? You'll find your identity in him, and you'll realize what you're really worth, and that you are only made for a godly relationship, not an earthly relationship. 2, you won't be craving relationship anymore. You know, I've honestly, this past couple weeks, have been so happy being single and just being with God, that even looking at relationships and stuff like that, I no longer feel jealous. I no longer feel like not happy for other people. Like, I generally feel so satisfied and okay with being myself and being with God, because I found my identity within him. I found my satisfaction and fulfillment within him. You know, like, all I want to do is worship and love him, and whenever he brings my Boaz, that's when he'll come. But other than that, I'm just so satisfied and thankful to have God's love around me and within me, because with everything going on in the world and how the dating life is now, like, I don't want any of that. I do not want it. So when you're looking for a relationship, first check yourself. Are you happy with yourself? Are you in a good relationship with God that can give you the patience and grace to be in a relationship? You know, a lot of people now just want to date to date, but I'm one of the ones that want to date to marry. And honestly, like, I'm not ready for marriage. I haven't forgiven my past completely yet. And I know the more I deal with Christ and learn more about him, I'll be able to forgive the past, which gives me a forgiving heart for the future. I'm not patient yet. I struggle with impatience. And in order to be in a relationship and really be like giving 110%, you need to be patient with the other person, you know? I'm not completely yoked yet. You need to be with someone who's equally yoked. And honestly, I want a godly man. I want a man who serves and fears God. And I'm not 100% there. I can fear God, but I know I don't serve him to my full capacity, you know? And I honestly just found my identity within myself, and I just found satisfaction with myself. If, like, looking at my past relationships, like, my insecurity was definitely a huge part as to why I didn't work out, because I was always insecure and I was always thinking there's someone better or they're gonna go back with their ex or whatever. But now I don't have to deal with any of that, you know? So that's one good thing that's in the past. And me like talking about God and stuff, like it's good in the past, but definitely look at your relationship between you and God first and then go out into the world, you know? But I just want to say that remember, our time here is temporary. Earth is temporary. So the love you have now, it's great. But our real love is with Jesus. And so that's the relationship I want. And if that means I'm earthly single my whole life, but I'm spiritually in a relationship, I'm good. I'm satisfied. Don't worry about it. I don't want the drama or any of that. My drama will be with God, and with God there is no drama because there's peace. You get it? So yeah. So I went from always wanting a relationship, trying to find satisfaction with man, to now not really caring to be in a relationship, being okay being single. I mean, obviously I still wish for it here and there because I'm human, but I'm okay. And I went from that and to loving God and just finding who I am and being satisfied with myself and with everything around me, and just giving out love and forgiveness and patience and kindness. I mean, that's all I can do. So my relationship with God is always first in everything, and that's a relationship that I love, because I love how he sent his only son to die for me, knowing that I would sin in this life, knowing that I would do bad things, but still giving me that love. You know how many times this man, God, has blessed me? You know? That's a relationship I have with him. He has blessed me so much, even though sometimes I fall away and sometimes I abandon him. And I'm sorry this is so long, but I just think this is so important because our relationship with God is so important. I'm not talking about a religion because I'm not in a religion. I'm in a relationship. Him and I, he knows my heart. So he knows that I'm trying, and he knows what I want. And he'll give it to me within his time if it's in his blessing. But yeah, I just want to say, like, relationship with man, it only gives you temporary satisfaction, but a relationship with God, it lasts forever, because his love is everlasting and never abandons. And I just want to leave y'all with that. I love y'all so much. Have a blessed week, and I'm hoping that the next Real Talks will have special guests, and one of them might be someone super important to me, so definitely watch out. And love y'all. Have a great week.